Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update ActiveCampaign contact on Gravity Forms submission. So I'm an owner of an e-commerce store, and with the help of Gravity Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. And I use ActiveCampaign as an email marketing tool in my business. Now here what I want is that as soon as by any of the leads, a new form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms, I want to create that lead as a contact in my ActiveCampaign account. Now creating these contacts manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between Gravity Forms and ActiveCampaign with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update ActiveCampaign contact on Gravity Forms submission. So as an owner of an e-commerce business, I use Gravity Forms to collect my leads data directly from my website. And I use ActiveCampaign to manage the email marketing, customer segmentation, personalized communication, and my leads data. To streamline my workflow, I've automated the process of creating or updating a new contact in my ActiveCampaign whenever a lead fills out a form with the help of Gravity Forms. This ensures that every lead or customer interaction is instantly recorded and added to right email campaigns, enhancing engagement and boosting sales. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between Gravity Forms and ActiveCampaign with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create or Update ActiveCampaign Contact on Gravity Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Gravity Forms Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create or Update ActiveCampaign Contact on Gravity Forms Submissions, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is the response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Gravity Forms. As with the help of Gravity Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I'm collecting my leads data. I want that as soon as by the lead a new form submission is going to be done using Gravity Forms, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as Gravity Forms. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as New Response. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now, using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build the connection between Gravity Forms and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to open the form that I've created using Gravity Forms. So this is the form that I've created using Gravity Forms in the name of New Contact Us form, and I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, over here it says Settings, click on it, and from the drop down, go to the webhook section right over here. As you go to land towards the webhook section, over here it says Add New. I'm going to click on this Add New button right here. It is asking for the webhook name first. So for the webhook name over here, I'm going to give it as New Form Entry. This is the webhook name. For the URL field, I'm going to paste the webhook URL right here. Request method, select it as post. Request format as JSON. It is asking for the request headers. If you want the requested headers, you can add the details over here according to your requirement. For the request body, I want all the fields, so I'm going to select it as all fields. But if you want, you can select the specific fields of the data that you want. After that, it is asking for the webhook condition. Over here, I don't want any condition, so I'm going to skip the part. And simply, I'm going to click on the Save Settings button right over here. As I've done that, you can see where it says Settings Saved. This means this webhook URL has been successfully added. If I'm going to go towards the webhook page over here again, you can see a webhook in the name of New Form Entry has been successfully added in my Gravity form, okay? As now the webhook URL is successfully added towards this form that I've created. Now what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Gravity Forms is fully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the test submission of this form that I've created. And after doing the test submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not, okay? So now for doing the test submission, I'm going to click on this preview button right over here. So now let us do the test form submission right here. For the first name over here, I'm going to write it as new. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead. For the address over here, I'm going to write it as 123 New City. I don't have the address line too. I'm going to skip the part. For the city over here, I'm going to write it as Indore. For the state over here, I'm going to write it as Madhya Pradesh. For the zip code over here, I'm going to enter the dummy zip code right here. It is asking for the country. I'm going to select it as India. For the address over here, I'm going to write it as newlead3@pabblytunes.com. And for the phone number over here, I'm going to enter a dummy mobile number. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to do the test submission. It says, thank you for testing our form. This means now the form submission has now been done. As now the form submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see over here in my workflow, the response of the form submission has been successfully captured. For the phone number, this is the mobile number of our lead. Email is newlead3@pabblytunes.com. Status comes over here as active. If I'm going to further scroll down, this is the date and time of the form submission being done. Country is India. You can see this is the postal code. State is Madhya Pradesh. This is the city that is Indore. Address is 123 New City. First name is new and last name is lead. As now the response of the form submission has been captured over here in our trigger, this means that Gravity Forms has been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the lead using Gravity Forms, I want to create that lead as a contact in my ActiveCampaign account. Now for that, we're going to select our action application over here as ActiveCampaign. And for the action event, I'm going to select as create or update contact. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here it is asking for the API key and the URL to build a connection between ActiveCampaign and Pabbly Connect. So now from where we're going to have the API key and the URL. For that, follow the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, to have the API key, what you have to do is you have to log into your ActiveCampaign account. After logging into your ActiveCampaign account, from the left side of the panel, go to settings option right over here. After coming to settings, from this panel over here, what you have to do is you have to click on this developer section right here. After coming to developer, you can find the URL and the API key over here. So firstly, I'm going to copy this API key from here and paste this API key right here, okay? Then for the URL, I'm going to copy this URL from here and paste this URL right over here, okay? And over here in the help desk, it says that we have to provide the URL without the https:// okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from this right over here, okay? So this is the URL. And then I'm going to click on the save button right here to build the connection. As I've done that, you can see ActiveCampaign is connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for all these details with the help of which we are going to create a new contact in our ActiveCampaign account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Now what is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step, that is gravity forms new response. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. In this response, we have received our leads data, and I'm going to create this lead as a contact in my ActiveCampaign account. It is asking for the contact's email address. I want to create this lead as a contact in my ActiveCampaign account. So for the email address, I'm going to select the data of the email address of my lead from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, what happens is the data is mapped. And as I have mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the first name, I'm going to map the data of the first name right over here. For the last name over here, I'm going to map the data of the last name from my previous response right here. Okay. It is asking for the phone number, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received. It is asking for the tag ID. I do not have the tag ID, so I'm going to skip the part. For the list over here, I have created a list in my ActiveCampaign account in the name of new leads. So I'm going to select the list over here in which the contact is going to be created. Then it is asking for the account ID. I do not have the account ID, so I'm going to skip the part. Similarly, for the job title, I don't have the job title right here as this is my lead. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to simply click on this Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my ActiveCampaign account and check whether a new contact has been added in it or not. For that, I'm going to open my ActiveCampaign account. And yes, you can see over here in my ActiveCampaign account, a new contact has been added in the name of new lead with the email as newlead3@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. As now over here, a new lead has been successfully added in my ActiveCampaign account as a contact. This means that we have successfully created an automation between Gravity Forms and ActiveCampaign with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of an e-commerce store, and using Gravity Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data, and this form is on my website. And over here with the help of ActiveCampaign, I manage the email marketing of my business. For the trigger over here, selected as Gravity Forms new response, as whenever by the lead a form submission is going to be done, the trigger over here is going to capture the response of the form submission. And for the action, I've selected as ActiveCampaign create or update contact. Now with the help of the response of the form submission being captured, we have the leads details. And then with the help of the leads details, with the help of this action step, we have created that lead as a contact in our ActiveCampaign account. So this is how you create this amazing automation between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.